What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Straight Betting. Today is Thursday, June 5th. Coming at you with another MLB video. As you guys can see, this is a recap from yesterday. Yesterday's video was a massive, massive flop. I had a lot of stuff that my projection liked, and yeah, the math lied, bro. I'm not taking any accountability. It was the math. No, I'm playing. Yeah, no, completely shit day, right? Let's see. I guess Cal Quantrill, I think, had 2 strikeouts. Boyd. So, guys, with Boyd, I'll be completely honest. When I updated the starting lineup, Boyd was like legitimately like a perfectly priced line. So, like, I had this big edge, and then the lineup was completely different. The Nationals threw together like a shitty ass lineup, and yeah, there wasn't even an edge. So that is once again the risk of betting early when you're going off projections. Mick Abel. Look, man, this dude came to MLB and forgot how to walk a batter. So shout out to him. He definitely, he was walking a ton of people in minors, and yeah, he's been great in the big leagues. But Kyle Freeland over 6.5 hits allowed. Look, he didn't have any walks, didn't have any strikeouts, pitched a lot of innings. There was a ton of balls put in play. They just weren't hits. So I mean, like I said, that's what you want when you're doing hits allowed props, right? And then another hits allowed prop, Emerson Hancock, over 4.5 hits allowed. I really, really like this one, man. This is like one of the biggest hits allowed projection edges I've had since I started doing the projections, and yeah, he pitched good. So, like I said, guys, I'm really like obviously we started doing these videos I think 3 days ago. We're 3-7 right now. We're minus 5.23 units, minus 44.9% ROI. It is not looking good. I wish we could start off great, but guys, the thing is with baseball is that this is like such a long season. There's so many games every single day. I'm really not too worried, right? I was having some decent success before I started doing this. As you can see, this is like my personal tracking thing. Like it's not great, right? This is my personal tracking. Like I said, I'm up 1.98 units, 4.5% ROI. Made about 40 bets. A lot of these were like early. Like I said, I was having a fair bit of success. But yeah, it's been slow. And like I said, guys, I didn't end up getting around to a lot of the plays yesterday. Partially because I actually just forgot. Like, dude, I'm still getting used to like the MLB schedules where there's like day games randomly and stuff, and I just completely forgot about it. So yeah, but like I said, guys, confident we can turn it around. It's a super, super long season. So yeah, not too stressed out. But anyways, guys, let's get into the picks for today. All right, guys. So first official play, and actually this is the only official play that I have, but I'm gonna go over some other stuff that the projections do like. But this is the only official play for now. It is like a very big edge, right? So 32% on a strikeout line is like really big. Like I said, I look for 20% plus to look into those type ones. But yeah, Brian Wu of the Seattle Mariners, we're taking him over 5.5 strikeouts, minus 105 at DK. And yeah, there's a ton of other like solid prices out there. So it's pretty widely available, pretty playable right now. But yeah, let's go over to Baltimore at Seattle and zoom in a little bit. So yeah, as we can see, we got Brian Wu over here. I have him projected for 91 pitches, facing 24.8 batters. He's a very efficient pitcher, guys. Wu is very low walks, good strikeout stuff. He's just a very good pitcher. Only 3.6 pitch per plate appearance. The pitches per plate appearance boost isn't all that much too, right? It's only like a 1.02% boost. So yeah, really good stuff against righties for sure. Lefties, pretty good, right? K multipliers are both very, very good. Now, if we go to this Baltimore lineup, obviously, like I said, guys, this is not completely confirmed. But like I said, multipliers are pretty even, right? Obviously, fares slightly better against righties than he does lefties, but yeah, pretty even for the most part. Yeah, if we go down here, I got Wu projected for 7.14. Lineup over here, you guys, the people at the bottom of the lineup, obviously, like a lot of these guys are not qualifiers, but these guys all project to be very, very strikeout heavy at the bottom of the order. And obviously, you wish that they were at the top of the order, but yeah, it's whatever. So yeah, weighted projected carry versus right-handed pitching. Everyone's above 18%, and then like I said, the bottom of the order is pretty high too. We just like average this out, and obviously it's going to be a little bit worse than the averages just because of where they're at in the order. Yeah, 23%, 23.69% on average, and like I said, it's probably going to be like 23.2 actually because of how the lineup is set and stuff. Yeah, and if we go back up here, like yeah, the average righty on righty strikeout rate is 2.19, and then 2.11 for righty on lefty. So yeah, I mean these guys project to strike out against righties a fair bit more than league average. Woo's already pretty league average, above league average to start off with. Like I said, he's very efficient. Should face a ton of batters. So let's get rid of that average real quick. And next thing I want to go over to is the umpire. We got a solid umpire for strikeouts. John Tupain has a slightly bigger zone than average, obviously, so that's projected in there. And then Seattle, guys, Seattle, if you didn't know, they just historically like there's a ton more strikeouts on Seattle. Like strikeouts over expected are very very high on Seattle. It's the highest out of any field. So yeah, that obviously benefits Woo a little bit, especially as like a Mariners pitcher. But yeah, 1.17 times more strikeouts over expected actually, which is kind of crazy. Obviously, I'm not using that actual 1.117 number. I'm using this 1.085. So yeah, that's kind of all that's going into Woo here, man. Yeah, projects to face a ton of batters. Baltimore lineup projects to be pretty strikeout heavy against righties. So yeah, I'm a big fan of this one, man. It's go back to this 32%. Like I said, that's pretty big for me on these strikeout numbers, especially on overs. So yeah, big fan of Woo, and that's the official play for today. And yeah, let's take a little peek at some other lines. Before we do that, though, guys, I'm going to take a time to shout out Novig, guys. Novig is a peer-to-peer exchange, and because of that, you're going to get the best price in the market a ton. I know I've been preaching Novig a ton left and right. I'll show a quick example. A quick example of yesterday is that Emerson Hancock line that ended up losing anyways, right? But it was minus 165 on the YouTube video. I had to use a juice reducer to get it down. It popped up on Novig at minus 130 with about $500 of liquidity on it. I played it there. And yeah, that's just like a little example, man, right? Going from minus 165 to liking a prop at minus 165 to liking a prop at minus 130 is a big difference. And that just happens all the time on Novig, where you get like these 30-cent discrepancies and stuff. And it's just huge in the long term. So guys, highly recommend checking out Novig. I have a link down in the description to download it. And make sure to use code BETTIN. That's BETTIN. When you make your first deposit, they'll give you a 50% deposit match up to $25. All right, guys. So yeah, Matthew Liberatore is something that the projections really like. He's been really good at striking people out this year. I think he's kind of overperforming a little bit. Don't know how sticky that's going to be. I will say, guys, overs for pitchers on the second half of a back-to-back, which it is, as you can see, Casey and St. Louis are playing a doubleheader today because they got rained out. So Miles Mikolas doesn't typically go that deep into games. He's usually only throwing like 80 pitches for a median. So they might need to throw a lot of pitchers, and just doubleheaders is going to make the leash a little bit longer for starting pitchers. Next up, we got Jesus Luzardo over 1.5 walks. It is very juiced. It's at minus 150. And laying juice in MLB, guys, the more I do it, the less I become a fan of it, honestly. It just like this sport has so much variance, I think, like genuinely, especially compared to other sports and stuff. So yeah, but I do want to mention something with Jesus Luzardo, is that something interesting is that this dude is like really good against lefties and not very good at all against righties. So if we go up here, right, Jesus Luzardo is insane against lefties, right? Strikeout rate of 47%. Against lefties, and this dude's has a very like strong sample size too. 22.12% strikeout rate against righties. So really feast against left-handed batters. And the thing is, guys, Toronto is a very righty-heavy team to begin with, so they do project to have 7 righties, or 7 righties in the lineup, 2 lefties. If we go down here too, man, only 1% walk rate against lefties. And then an 8.65% walk rate against righties, which is just crazy, man. Like, and then another thing, he's giving up a 172 batting average to lefties, 262 against righties. So I think some interesting stuff could be like a first 5 team total for Toronto. I didn't even like look into this because, like I said, I just like really bet off my projections. But just like looking at this, man, Jesus is terrible against righties. So once this lineup gets confirmed, if they have 8, 7, 9 righties, maybe Toronto does, yeah, maybe look to fade Jesus Luzardo, because this dude is not very good against righties, but he is amazing against lefties. All right, was there anything else I liked? Yes, I liked Luzardo. Chris Bassett under walks is a little bit interesting, right? Just having like obviously, guys, my projections like skew pretty heavy over. So like this is actually probably, I mean, this is for sure better than 19% to the under. But yeah, just having like a 19% to the under, like you have them projected for 1.45 and you're getting a plus money. So a number that's less than 1.5 and you're getting plus 115. That's probably my favorite walk thing on the board. And then hits allowed. Chris Bassett, I guess it likes his under walks and over hits, which makes a ton of sense, right? And I guess we could just quick go check that out as well. So another Philly Toronto game. Let me quick zoom in a little bit. And sorry for not zooming in on Luzardo that last time. But yeah, let's go to walk rate. So yeah, against really low walk rate in general, man. So his projected numbers are obviously much better, but he's that's not what he's doing on the field. He's not really walking people. And then yeah, batting average. So he's been kind of getting crushed by lefties. So it could be Bryson Stott. Bryce Harper makes sense. Bryce Harper is obviously a great hitter, so you're probably not going to ever really get discounts on Bryce. But Bryce is hitting 291 against righties over the last 30 days. He projects to hit 281. He projects to have a 330 batting average versus Chris Bassett because he does struggle against lefties. So yeah, Phillies are projected to have 5 lefties in there, so nothing too crazy. But yeah, Bassett definitely solid lean over on his hits allowed, and then under on his walks allowed. So yeah, projected walk rates versus righties. Okay, so yeah, Phillies definitely have some dudes who will walk, but yeah, just Bassett has really not been walking people much at all. So yeah. All right, guys. So that's going to do it. Like I said, only official play Brian Wu over 5.5 strikeouts. Of course, guys, join the Discord down below if you guys actually want all my official picks. I'm probably actually going to play Wu pretty soon to now, because first of all, I'm pretty sure this is a day game. I think we got a lot of day games today, but also, it's pretty available and I can definitely get down on it. So yeah, Brian Wu over 5.5 strikeouts. Really like it. Like I said, it is definitely a really big edge coming in at 32%. Obviously, the official lineup is not out yet, but yeah, it's like I said, chances are that it probably doesn't get much worse. Maybe doesn't get much better. I don't know, but at this point, 32%. Gotta like that right now. All right, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to drop a like, sub the channel on your way out, and thank you. Everyone, have a good rest of your day.